Hello everyone, Coach Doug here. So, how are you at making progress? How are you at maintaining progress? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about making progress and keeping progress for the long term. One of the first things that you've got to think about if you want to make progress is that you've got to start where you are. Now, I don't care how behind you feel that you are, or how unready you feel that you are, or how anything that you feel that you are. Start where you are. That's the first thing. Anyone can work out. Anyone can exercise. Anyone can move. Anyone can learn to eat right. Anyone can have a healthy life. It doesn't matter any problems that you might have. It doesn't matter how immobile you are. You can do something. Even if it's simple rhyme or range of movement exercises, if it's isometric holds, if it's breathing, if it's whatever. You can do something. And something is always better than nothing. So start where you are, find what you can do, and go from there. And the next thing that you've got to do is to track your progress. You can't see how far you've come if you haven't tracked your progress. So you need to be writing things down, you need to be logging things. Whether it's an app on your phone or tablet, or a spreadsheet on your computer, or pen and paper. Write it down, track it. Keep a journal, keep a diary, write things on your calendar, download an app, create a spreadsheet, whatever it is that will work for you, track your progress. Because then you'll be able to look back and see how far you've come. And what this does is it creates motivation. It creates motivation to keep going because you see how far you've come. You see where you were versus where you are now. And when you feel like you haven't come very far, or you feel like you're not making progress, being able to look at that and having something to point to can make you feel more motivated. It can make you feel like you can keep going, like you can make more progress. If you've come this far in a year, how much further can you go in another year? Things like that. So track your progress so that you can see how far you really have come, and most of the time, I'll bet you that you come further than you think you have. And you've made more progress than you think you have. And you also have to think about the long term, about keeping things going. And this requires taking small steps instead of giant leaps. If you take giant leaps, that's not sustainable. You can't keep that up for the long term. What you can keep up for the long term is small steps. One step at a time will get you there every time. So you need to think about what can you keep doing? What can you keep up with? What can you maintain? Because if you can't maintain what you're doing, it's not going to last very long, and that's what leads to crashing and burning. And that's when that happens, you start regressing instead of progressing. And that's certainly not what we want. We want to keep progressing. So in order to do that, we need to take small steps that we can manage. We need to try not to bite off more than we can chew. And it's important to keep these things in mind, because if we try to take those giant leaps, it only leads to burnout. And these small steps, if if we keep building on them, they become habits. If we keep up with these small steps, they become habits. And habits are the backbone of what gets you through your day, what gets you through your week. So if they become habits, then you don't have to think as much about them. And what this does is it clears up some brain energy and some mental energy that you can put towards forward momentum. And because it becomes second nature. So that's another thing that's really important, is to not bite off more than you can chew. So those are just a couple of tips to help you make real progress and keep it for the long term. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with a friend who might be struggling to maintain progress. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel where I share workouts, tips, tricks, and advice for living a healthy and active life. And remember, train hard, stay inspired, and I'll see you next time.